Hello everyone, we are Group 3. We are here to visualize why renewable energy has to be the future. We know what great leaders of the world are busy discussing these days. The topic of current Paris summit is also climate change. Countries are rushing to give their commitment towards controlling carbon dioxide emission. We wanted to study why all of a sudden this topic is being discussed. Thus, we searched for the data set that would help us in analyzing this topic. We tried finding data on these lines and found the primary data set from Global Energy Statistical Yearbook. It has data about electricity production from different non-renewable energy resources and its consumption of all the countries of the world. To support our analysis, we have chosen forest area data and climate change data from World Bank's website. Coming to the first visualization, we can see that the trends in the energy requirements of a country and how those are met through production. We can see an overall increase in every country's demand and production. Though US was leading in the start, we can see that China surpasses US from 2005 and has been leading since then. From this, we can infer that as the population of a country increases, so does the demand. Moving on to the next visualization, we can see how increase in electricity production leads to increase in coal production. We can visualize this particularly in case of China. The significant increase in coal production shows that major part of electricity came from thermal energy. Thus, countries are trying to meet the increasing energy demands through non-renewable energy resources. Moving on to the next, this visualization pictures the carbon dioxide emission and coal consumption. In 2005, we see that US was able to control the carbon dioxide emission. But in case of China, the coal consumption has led to the increase of carbon dioxide emission. Similarly, we can notice this in case of India as well. The developing nations like India and China are focusing on meeting their energy requirements from non-renewable sources, which is causing significant increase in carbon dioxide emission. Moving next, this small multiple visualization shows the carbon dioxide emission per capita. This is the ratio of total carbon dioxide emission by the total population. We can observe that the developed countries like USA and UK are having relatively higher values as compared to developing nations like China and India. Now this is the point of concern. What if these developing countries follow the same path as developed countries by using more and more non-renewable energy resources? What happens if countries like India and China develop to the level of US and start emitting same amount of carbon dioxide that US does? And that would be a doomsday for the humanity. To add to this, the General Secretary of ITUC has always said that no jobs on a dead planet. Moving on next, here we can also see that the forest cover over a time period has not increased in proportion with increase in carbon dioxide emission. Instead, for some countries, it has decreased significantly. Though the development was tremendous, which caused significant increase in the carbon dioxide emission, here we see that the forest cover has not increased accordingly. Moving on next, this visualization shows the percentage share of renewable energy in the total energy production. As we can see, Norway, being a developed country, is doing pretty good by having a share of 99.16% from renewable resources. And Brazil, being a developing country at 89.90%, is trying hard to catch up this number. On the other hand, the situation for other countries, both developed and developing, is alarming. This share definitely needs to increase for these countries for sustainable development. Moving next, this visualization shows the ratio of GDP per capita and carbon dioxide emission per capita. We can see that Norway has set an example by showing that a country can develop with renewable resources, thus controlling the carbon dioxide emission. The insight we found here is a country can develop in a sustainable manner, and this is what developing countries like India and China should follow. By turning focus on renewable resources, we will be able to achieve the goal of ITUC, that is zero carbon, zero poverty. From this visualization, we clearly see that we cannot ignore climate anymore in the name of development. The policies henceforth should focus on development, taking climate in consideration. Hope this turns into reality and we have a cleaner and greener planet in the next decade. Thank you.